You know, when they came to me and asked me to be a part of this 68 anniversary Elvis special, I was a little bit taken back, and it's frightening actually, because it's one of those things that, of course, you want to jump at the opportunity and be a part of it. It's you know, it's an iconic moment in music and in television, you know, and so to do a tribute to that, you kind of have to really rise up to that level, you know. And so I jumped at the opportunity, and then after that, it was like, ooh, what am I doing? I mean, are you sure I'm the guy? But now that we're in the middle of shooting it, it's one of the more magical things that I've ever been a part of in music. I mean, I've just literally just got done having a conversation with Mac Davis, and I know Mac. But until you see him in this setting and what he contributed to Elvis's music and the legacy, it all kind of comes into perspective. And in these moments that we're having on stage performing, and everybody kind of has that thing about Elvis that is personal to them, and you hear the stories, you see him perform the songs, and you know, Elvis is one of the reasons that you know, country music got to be so cool, because he was a country guy, he was a rock guy, he was an R&B, he was a little bit of everything, and that's why everybody loved him. You know, I think it'd be easier for me to list off names of people who aren't going to be on the special, because I think about everybody who's anybody, you know, wants to be on this thing, and the talent is incredible. I mean, just yesterday, it was Shawn Mendes, Post Malone was out there singing, and then on the countryside, Carrie Underwood, Pistol Annies are here, Darius, Rucker, Little Big Town, they were, you know, nice enough to let me sing a couple. So the list literally goes on and on. Jennifer Lopez, you don't have time for me to list all these names, but it's impressive.
Well, I think the special, first and foremost, is very respectful and very honoring of Elvis, who, I mean, whether we know it or not, everybody's music has been affected by Elvis, even if, again, you have no clue how. He was just such a pillar in all genres and was one of those artists that kind of transcended genres. So I think the special just is going to end up being just very respectful and celebratory, and just something that I'm super proud to be involved in. I mean, I think this special was, it's just, it lived on forever. I don't think anybody knows when they go in and they like put something on TV or film something or whatever, how it's going to impact. But the fact that we're still talking about it this many decades later is a testament to him as an artist and his music. Well, I am performing How Great Thou Art and You'll Never Walk Alone with Yolanda Adams. And we are kind of in charge of the gospel part of Elvis's music and his special. And I'm honored to be in that, because that's something that I do as well in my music. And that's one thing that I love about Elvis, is he was the king of rock and roll, but there was so much country in what he did, and he had the gospel thing too. And I feel like, you know, he's somebody that the rest of us just kind of want to model ourselves after, so we can do those different sides of ourselves. And he was kind of the one that paved the way, and again was just a genre bending artist.
Oh, I'm singing. I performed one night with you, and I'm sorry. The funny thing about I was going to do another song, one of the more popular ones, but Don was known Don was a long, long time. We're really good friends, and he came to see me, and he was like, you know, I mean, if you want to do that song, you can, but I think you're the only guy that can do one night with you, and you should think about that. I was like, sure, Don, I'll do it. And after we just finished, I turned to him and said, man, you're a genius. He was right. He was absolutely right. The thing is, you know, it's so great for, I think, for most of the guys, for everybody playing today. It's so great that we've all seen the 6 Days special, but we didn't see it when it came out. You know, we all saw it a different time, and still when we saw it, it was so iconic, because, you know, back then when they played some on TV, it wasn't like now where you could see it 100 times. You know, they played that maybe once every 4 years or something, and it was a big deal on TV. And I just remember seeing it the first time and going, that's music, you know, that's what rock and roll is all about right there. And so it was such a huge thing for Elvis and a huge thing for TV, but I think for music fans, it was just a true moment of musical greatness.
Elvis is iconic. Everything he did was iconic, but that was a special one. Boxing ring, recreating that moment is a really special thing to do, and it's pretty exciting to be part of it. I'm performing a little less conversation. I love that song. It's really soulful. It grooves. It's so much fun. Just a really well-written song, and I'm excited to try to, channel my inner Elvis.
Burn in Love wasn't on the '68 comeback special, but I've always loved this song. Dennis Lindy was the writer of it, and I'm a big Dennis fan as well as Elvis, so it was a no-brainer for me. Although I've never done it before, so nothing like jumping in the deep end. I do it on the Elvis special for the first time.
What better place?
What better place? Just everything about it, the mix of pre-recorded bits with the live bits, the boxing ring kind of stage setup, the looseness of it, the rawness of it, the unpredictability of it. I mean, for me, that's always going to be the standout moment, is everyone just sitting around playing, and Elvis just, you don't know what it's loose and it's raw and it's real and you can feel it. I think the thing I was always shocked at is how the people remain so calm in the audience. I'd have been losing my mind, But he's just in such great form through all of it.
The '68, that's because he never did TV. He just, this was, I don't know if it was the Colonel's idea. I wasn't welcome to all those conversations, but all of a sudden the Beatles had become #1 in the world record sales and performance, I would imagine too. And Elvis, his ego started showing a little bit. He wanted it back, and he was tired of just releasing music from his movies, and he wanted to get new music. He wanted to try television out, but on his own terms. And I guess that's where he hooked up with Steve Bender, and they decided to try to come up with something that was uniquely Elvis, and they did. And there was some great performances came out of that. If I Can Dream, which I didn't write. I wish I had it, but I didn't. But my song Memories became a hit. It was just, amongst his fans, it was earth-shaking.
I'm singing Hound Dog tonight, and what can you expect? I'm just trying to do a really good job of Hound Dog, to be honest with you. It's a super honor to be here tonight, and I'm excited, so yeah. A huge fan. He really just means somebody that fully lets music take them over when they perform, and they create, and he kind of just fully lets it take him over, which is very hard to do sometimes. You're thinking about what people around you are thinking about you, which kind of takes you out of it, but he doesn't do that. Shelton is just a perfect host for anything, actually. He's just one of the most incredible, funny, warm-hearted people in the world, so I think he'd be a great host for this, obviously.
Okay, I got a chance to do 2 great songs, He Touched Me and You'll Never Walk Alone, with the amazing Carrie Underwood. Now, can I just tell you that I'm so fangirling that, my shoes and my feet are like shaking right now. You can't tell because I'm like so cool with it, but I just love her. I love her spirit. She sings like nobody else, and together there's just this wonderful synergy of bringing the song of Elvis, or what Elvis did with the song, out. So, I mean, as you can see, my mouth is like, an eternal smile, because it was a joy. It was a joy. I mean, that aspect of anyone's career. I am inspirational, so all things inspirational I do. And to know, even before we did the tribute, that Elvis always did a gospel portion in his performances, whether it's Vegas, whether it's overseas, he always brought the gospel. And it's so interesting to me that you know, most of Elvis's fans didn't know until they got to the concert that this was what he was doing, and then they were all in it. So if you look at footage of his concerts during the gospel portions, folks were in it just, you know, they were into it just like they were Jailhouse Rock or anything else that he did, you know. He's iconic. You know, you have this good-looking tall man with the swirl hair, and, you know, he just looks like he's Adonis. And then he opens his mouth and he sings you into the rafters. And then he is known for going all over the world, you know, supporting the troops and things like that. There are just so many aspects of him that a lot of people don't really take into account. All we know is, oh, he was in Vegas and he did this and he did that. Well, Vegas is just a small portion of who the real man was. And so I just believe that this special, as it goes on and on and on and on, it is going to bring a whole nother aspect of Elvis to millennials who probably would not have watched Turner Classic Movies and seen his Elvis Week or things like that, you know. So I just believe that this is here to stay, and his legacy is going to continue to grow because, first of all, Priscilla is totally genius, all right? So she knows how to make Elvis bigger and bigger, but you don't have to because he's just iconic. And so I'm just like rambling because I love the whole aspect of everything.